Good morning, almost good afternoon. Sorry for my voice, I will have to make through, but apologize for this voice. It's the winter effect of Hong Kong. Thank you very much again for all sharing this passion for Hong Kong. I think all part of you used to live in Hong Kong. It's my case since 2006, and I'm very happy to be here, in fact. Paraquito is a French product, mosquito repellent product, and it's one of the only natural product in the world today with this very fastest growing product and brand. This is a very chemical industry, and our competitors are giants, S.C. Johnson and Bayer for some of them, Bayer and 3M. So they are all chemical, so we have a big challenge to face every year. So Paraquito started a few years ago. It was, in fact, founded by 3 French partners. We are Nicolas Moulin, Jean-Christophe Doll. Nicolas is in Singapore, based in Singapore. Jean-Christophe in Paris. One of us had to stay in Paris, so and myself in Hong Kong. I'm the lucky one. We have decided to base Hong Kong, and I will give you a few reasons afterwards. We, in fact, the 3 of us all started our business and professional life in Asia. Jean-Christophe in Beijing in '86. It was another time for China, of course, and I was in Singapore, and Nicolas was in Malaysia. So we all loved Asia for all this welcoming environment for entrepreneurs. And we became, the 3 of us, after being for a long time, very close friends. We have decided to acquire this tiny brand called Paraquito at the time with an amazing technology. It's the only technology where you can control the volatility of the essential oils. So we have many applications, obviously, but it's the only way not to have to try to control the volatility of the essences. So this is the reason why we acquired this brand. But beyond this decision, we shared a vision and a common goal. Our vision was to strongly believe that we can tackle health issues and well-being issues using natural actives. We have this vision of being able to objectivize the efficacy of natural ingredients. Alex spoke about coconut and all these wonderful gift, in fact, but we share and we have this in common. We develop a lot of natural solutions, extremely efficient, as long as you can develop some technology to be able to master their specificities. So we have this very strong technical background, and we have, of course, developed a lot of design ergonomic. We will share that with you in a while. We are facing a very heavily and regulated industry. It took for us 2.5 years to be approved in Australia, only in one of the markets. So as a natural product, we are facing the challenge. It would be easier if we had some chemical components in our formula. But as a natural product, it was very, very challenging. Why Hong Kong? I will share maybe an anecdote I was sharing with William earlier. We had in 2011 SME Awards from the French Chamber of Commerce. And a few months after these awards, I bumped into one Sunday, was in my family, and very relaxing moment. And we were in Sterling Market, and we bumped into the French consul. And he looked at me and he asked me a question, which is a very French question: are you in Hong Kong for tax reason? And I think there is only one consul in Hong Kong from any countries represented here that can ask this question. So, of course, the answer is by far no. But I find it's interesting to see how wonderful your mission is to try to promote Hong Kong in the world, not only for the tax reason, but for so many other reasons. And we still have a long way to go before spreading the news that Hong Kong is not only interesting for tax reason. You have so many other places in the world which is even better than Hong Kong for tax reason. So we have many other reasons. First of all, we love Asia, and in fact, we find this environment absolutely extraordinary to develop a business and a company. Asia has a characteristic we love is you look forward and you're not only looking in the past. And I find, as a French, a very key contrast. It's an ideal platform for a startup here. It's a very light bureaucratic environment. As a French, as I'm saying, it's a dream. It's a paradise here because it's not always the case in France. And it's a wonderful location. In fact, all the product, the active product are made in France, and some of the non-active are made in China. We are very happy to, in fact, to be able to have this link between what China can propose, besides being a huge market, and as well what we can do in France really well, because we have wonderful people in France, wonderful industry, wonderful knowledge, and being in Hong Kong is another way to be able to link all these great things that France is offering and Asia. Basically, we have as well Hong Kong and now the free trade zone in Shenzhen as one of the platforms, logistic platform here, which is as well, obviously, as you know, all know, great. And we have in Hong Kong a wonderful human resources available. People from Hong Kong or people from all over the world keen on staying in Hong Kong give an amazing choice here about different skills. And on top of that, the taxes on labor are really reasonable, which is another thing that we don't have in France, for instance. So, as I mentioned, reasonable tax, for sure. It's not totally secondary, so we can reinvest our profit. And it's, for us, we are self-financing our growth since the beginning. We are very, very keen on remaining as it is, to remain independent. And our freedom is it's not only it's something which is quite expensive to buy, but this freedom allows us to give our own direction without depending on other constraints. So this is our R&D is very important, and all this capacity to invest is absolutely strategic for us. Paraquito, maybe some of you know Paraquito in Hong Kong. We find in Hong Kong, we find in many places in the world. Paraquito is famous for this pellet you can see on the left, which is a masking effect. You mask your human odor, and you reduce the risk of being bitten by a mosquito, visible. A mosquito can identify your presence with your dioxide of carbon or with your lactic acid, and they can identify your presence 50 meters away. So this controlled release of essential oils allows you to be more discreet and moving forward in the nature. So it's an amazing technology that allows you for one pellet to be able to reduce this, to mask your human odor for 2 weeks for each pellet, which is the only product in the world offering this kind of efficacy. And we have recently developed a roll-on gel, which is just with a few lines on your skin without spreading anything. You just can be protected for a couple of hours, 100%, so which is without alcohol, without paraben, which is one of the very key things for us, is we want to be natural up to the end, not only the active. And then we have a bite relief, not for mosquitoes, but for any other insect that can bite you. We have, starting, as I mentioned to you, in 2006, with 2 countries. Now we are in 37 countries. Another thing we share with Jack's Cocoa, but with our industry is very regulated. For instance, in Brazil, we're trying to enter Brazil now, but it's already 3 years that we have been proceeded to all the regulation routes. So we have to be a bit patient sometimes, and that is now our location where we are everywhere in Asia. Of course, Asia is a big area. Dengue fever is spreading. I was mentioning that you had the 20,000 dengue fever cases in Guangdong area, which is massive. And in Tokyo, you had this year dengue fever. It's the first time since 1945 that Tokyo, in downtown, they had dengue fever cases in the park of Tokyo. We start to be in East Africa and South Africa, but our main market is Europe and Asia, and we just incorporate the company in the US this year. Europe is mainly a pharmaceutical distribution, where we have about 20,000 pharmacies distributing our brand. So we just show the evolution of the product. I think we are running a little tight of time, so I think I will have to rush a little bit, but basically we have a strong evolution in the world, and with as well some product and new product will come in 2015 and 2016 in this domain. We have up to now sold 16 million pellets in the world, so this is fairly big figure. We had to, of course, expand and tackle the regulation, but as well organize all the logistic chains and all the manufacturing process in France, stabilizing all the production conditions. So we have massively invested as well in our capacity of production. We have Hong Kong is the headquarters here. We have an office here with Hong Kong people, French people, different people from all over the world. We have this office in Hong Kong. We have in Belgium, Czech Republic, which is another surprise in the organization because we found out that it's a wonderful place to organize the logistic platform in Europe, and the US, as I mentioned, which is the recently open in terms of organization. And the next step, and it's great timing because I think I have 1 minute left, is the fact that, thank you very much, we have this expansion that keep going now very fast. And we are working on innovation, not only for mosquito, but we have other health issues that we are working hard now to tackle. And we have just signed a partnership with a university, Medical University of Massachusetts in Boston, for an extraordinary technology. And we are developing, not in mosquito issue, other issue, we're developing amazing product for next year and for 2016. And the last thing I want to say is Hong Kong, which is fairly new as well, fairly new to me as well, is you have a very interesting scientific background environment with a top-tier scientist. We are working, I won't disclose that today, but we are working on some new product that will be extremely interesting in Asia. Probably we work with some of the universities here and some lab research to just explore what Hong Kong can offer as well in the science domain. Thank you very much. Thank you.